Never in my life, in my 5 years of YouTube or so, have I ever set up my camera so freaking fast. But what? Daniel Howell just freaking posted, so here's my reaction. 2, 3, 4. Dan's video he just posted literally yesterday, why I quit YouTube. I was just talking about Dan and Phil because I've loved Dan and Phil for literally ever. They will probably never ever know this, but they hashtag saved my life. So love Dan and Phil, been a fan since like 2011, 2012. I am freaking out. It says why I quit YouTube, and I don't know if this means he's back or if he's never ever coming back ever, but I'm sad. So I'm already like getting, I don't know, emotional. Okay, let's go. Let's watch this. Oh, hey, it's Timmy. Welcome back to my channel.
Hello, Internet. Being a YouTuber, the 21st century dream. And this guy was living the dream. Why did Dan Howell quit YouTube? Well, I'm back on my bullshit, so clench your butt cheeks.
This is a long video too. It's like an hour and a half.
You will absolutely have a complete breakdown. You have to understand how the hell we got here. In the beginning!
This is very new. Like, it's a very different vibe for him.
Hey guys, so it's editing Simi. I'm just here to tell you, no, I'm not about to include his entire hour and 30-minute video and edit that as well, because this video is already hashtag late and I don't feel like getting copyright striked. Okay, so you're gonna listen to it like a podcast and you're gonna listen to me laugh because I'm funny.
It was a commune of geeky wannabe sketch comedians, and I always fantasized, what if I did that? Just a
Is he gonna show the video?
And lo, we have the worst fucking video on the website. So, there was no money in YouTube back then, so I needed a real job.
A real job.
Being a lawyer wasn't my dream. My dream my entire childhood was to be an actor. But you know, dreams don't actually. Oh, how things changed. Now, it was full on Google AdSense. Yeah, but at the same time, people gotta eat, okay? It was a pretty cool thing that anyone could do something that they hopefully loved for a job, but it does hit different because suddenly the people that aren't in it for the community are attracted for the cash.
So far, I think I'm about 5 minutes in. This is a story that we've seen across platforms, but everyone always talked about how much YouTube has changed. You could say the same thing about absolutely anything. You can be like, oh, how crazy were the movies, like how authentic were the movies back then, creative and out of the box movies that we used to have, and now almost everything feels like a remake or just like a copy of something. It's really hard to come out with something original and creative because it feels like everything's already done. Emma Chamberlain, I just listened to her podcast because it's Thursday. Anything goes. Go follow her podcast because it's amazing. If you do anything I say, literally go follow her podcast. It's amazing. She senses a cultural shift. And I'm just like, okay, we know that the average trend, like the normal trend cycle is supposed to be around 20 years. YouTube has been around for about 20 years. There should be change. If there wasn't any change, I would be really concerned. I think it's great that almost anybody can help out their income. They can substitute income, you know, but being a YouTuber is not for everybody. And everybody can try it, but not everybody will be successful. People are more particular about who they're watching, why they're watching them, things like that. Back then, it was just like to consume it, like honestly. So it might have not felt capitalistic, but it still very much was. You know what I mean? It could only get so big to be bought by a corporation if people were watching, if people were consuming, if there was money there. Well, where there's an audience, there will be money. To him, this was the golden age of YouTube, but for a lot of 20-year-olds right now, I would say from 2012 to 2016. Then shit started hitting the fan, there was drama and all that shit, but like, I feel like that was the golden age of YouTube thus far. But then we'll have a new golden age of YouTube in the 2020s. But I just feel like it is gonna be constantly changing, and you have to be able to adapt to that changing atmosphere to end up being successful. I don't think that people wanting to be an influencer to make their money and do that long term is a bad thing. Emma Chamberlain was talking about in her podcast, like, oh, does this mean that everyone is gonna be a celebrity? To some extent, yeah, but I do think she was right. I do think we're just gonna change our meaning of celebrity. Back then, having 1 million subscribers was like a crazy accomplishment. Now it almost seems like the baseline to being a successful YouTuber. If you're under 1 million subscribers, it's kind of like you're a small YouTuber, you know what I mean? Now I have no one to talk, okay? I really do just do this as a hobby currently. Would I like to eventually be able to make money on YouTube? Yeah. But I've been doing YouTube for 5 years now, and I'm not making any money off this shit, okay? Y'all see how many subscribers I got? I still love to do it. I still love to post because it's just a nice little hobby of mine. But unless I dedicate the time and energy planning and content creating and editing and all those processes and all those systems in place, until I can do that, I will not be successful on YouTube. And for that, ultimately, you need time. And yeah, back then, anybody mostly could just kind of like post whatever, but you still had to have a personality before people start asking for more. I don't really know where he's going with this. I mean, we're only 5 minutes in and there's literally an hour and a half, so I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this out. I was not expecting to film this video whatsoever, but I do want to watch this video with you guys and commenting on it because I have an opinion. It's just my opinion.
There is this pressure to seize the opportunity and monetize your hobbies. I love making bead art. Now I have an Etsy empire worth $12 billion. And every time I close my eyes, I see beads. Free me from the beads! Oh shit, I got accepted into the YouTube partner program. Time to think about this differently, because now it's about the money.
I think that that's also an interesting thing that he's saying, like, oh, like now it starts taking over your life. When it comes to being a content creator, they say that it's 24/7, like it's a 24/7 job. We have this underlying fear of wasting our time. But do you remember that scene in Wonder Woman where she asks, like Diana asks, I forget the fuck his name, the average white man protagonist, why do you let this little thing control your life? I don't know why, but that thing really stuck with me. Why do we let this little clock, like, which is different around the fucking world, why does everybody collectively just listen to it? I like to do something and it's not considered productive doesn't mean that I am wasting my time. Honing a skill is still very, very beneficial for your mental health, for your physical health sometimes. You know what I mean? You don't have to vlog every single time you go to the gym. You don't have to sell your art pieces just because people are saying, like, if you're gonna spend time on something, you might as well make money from it. It's just a sheep mentality.
As it turns out, to make a killing with ads, you actually need to upload videos. Honestly, I've never been totally motivated by money. Okay, just a bit. I like to think of success as 3 different motivations. But I'm a simple bitch, okay? So this is how I think. Money, attention, and respect. Could I take this to the next level and risk it all? Fuck yeah, school's boring. I spent every waking hour working out of sheer terror and had no life. But this was the life I signed up for. I was drowning. The commenters and my granddad were right. This was a terrible idea. But then it happened. The great British vlogger boom of 2013. Basically social media.
It was amazing.
Facebook, Twitter, Insta, Tumblr, new users looking for content, and I just happened to already be there. Bam, 1 million subscribers. Do they deserve it? How do they get there? Was it talent, hard work, or luck? Use this triangle to tear down every last proud pillock on a pedestal. You actually need all 3. I think the depressing truth is, it doesn't matter how talented you are if you don't commit to the grind, or how much you grind if you don't actually have any talent, or if you don't just get lucky one day. Everything's great now, right? Well, riddle me this, Watson. Why the fuck do so many YouTubers end up crying on Maine? The problem is, when you hone in on that and start to only create what you think the followers want, you think no one wants the real you. And for me, the fork in the road was, am I Dan, the edgy little British boy trying to do comedy, or am I Dan from Dan and Phil, the still very sarcastic but seemingly happy guy that makes relatively wholesome videos with his friend? I was both. Dan and Phil was good. The real ones, they know. If you were there watching, we did some real good, funny, original shit. Yeah. Showcase it, brightened up people's days, and in a way, that felt more validating than what I considered because it was bigger than me. But it looked and felt like I was 2 different YouTubers on the same channel. Yeah, Dan and Phil. Dan and Phil fans were a thing. I honestly put peak fandom on a Mount Rushmore of terrifyingly powerful internet fandoms. Phil and I spent years making stuff together, stuff deliberately just to celebrate the audience. We did almost everything we could have wanted as a duo. Now we have our own aspirations. Don't worry, we'll always pop up together when you least expect or want it. Having a lot of people trying to speculate and expose your sexuality for lols when you're a closeted death defier isn't great.
I recently fell into a hole of a bunch of videos talking about how toxic the fandom really was. All these things that we normalize that are actually kind of weird. Creating fictional stories based off of real people, that affects their daily life, especially if it gets millions and millions of views. They obviously will probably come across it. Like, it's really weird, especially when it's like your best friend. Speculate as much as you like, but it's not fair to the people who it's actually about, like for you to broadcast your opinion. So you don't have to put that on the internet. There had to have been problems as a result of the fandom, and I think that it's just really sad to see, and I'm glad that he came out the other end still okay. I'm glad that they're still okay with each other. Even if they never posted ever again, like, which would be really sad, I would still be happy for them if that's what makes them happy.
Has parasocial relationships with the people we don't know in real life but see often on our screen. It's not inherently evil, it's just what happens. The tricky part is when you're on the other end. What's the line between sharing funny stories and sharing your real relationships? You can't make everyone happy all the time. For all the benefits of this wild west of freedom YouTube, there is a higher power, the algorithm. How did you get here? Well, an employee at YouTube literally just decided. The question became, who is recommending, or should I say, what? Ads, you've got your pre-roll, your post-roll, your randomly suggested mid-roll, inline true view, and everyone's favorite conspiracy question, does the algorithm favor videos that are monetized? What if it's true, and the algorithm demands those dollars? Well, enjoy the ad.
You're lying. I knew it. I was wondering, I was like, it's literally been 25 minutes into this video. There hasn't been one ad. But like, he knew what this was gonna do to the internet. And Daniel literally said, enjoy the ad. And because it's sarcastic, like, that was just perfectly placed. A, because it feels more like a show and it feels more like produced. Very well placed ads, literally just, but the AdSense from this video alone, like, could probably pay his rent.
And I can't live like that, okay? I think I've been lucky considering how fucking mouthy I've always been, but how can you get invested in this platform when you know you're at the mercy of this algorithm? Being demonetized for a small creator who has staked their life on this platform is a real nightmare. Google doesn't hate the gays. Basically everyone that works for Google is gay.
Is gay.
They're cool.
Okay, so I have to pee. I'm 30 minutes in, but I have to pee, so I'll be right back. This is like a proper movie. It's an hour, 25 minutes, and 21 seconds. I'm surprised I'm sitting through it this much. I mean, obviously Dan is entertaining and we're all gonna eat this shit up after literal years of not seeing his face. Like, it's literally bringing tears to my eyes. That's how much I love this man, and he will never know. I don't even think I want him to know, because that would be like kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like, imagine me meeting Dan. I would be, this is how it would go in my brain. Oh, in true Dan fashion, here's a skit. Ready? Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Simi. I'm a small YouTuber. I've been a fan of you for years. How's it going? Hi, I'm Dan.
I need Chloe, it's not my fault, Oh my god, I don't make people on.
Thank you for being a fan of me. I really appreciate it. It's a cool life you got there. How did you start getting into YouTube? What's that like? Actually, I almost unalived myself. You and Phil that motivated me to start, so that I didn't, you know, unalive myself. Or did you get a chance to read my book through the night? I have to read his book. I actually don't think he'd be that weird about it, especially because he's also had issues like that. So let's get back into this video.
I'm sure it's stressful when the business side butts heads with the buddy side and both of them get crushed by the legal side, but the way YouTube is ran is just society, man.
I also would like to say, I know that it's gonna take forever to get through this video because I am just an opinionated bitch. I love the fact that it's just a white background. I love the added doodles. I love the effects and everything so far. It really keeps it interactive. Other than literally like about to cry, I literally have kept a smile on my face. My face hurts. And honestly, if he made a video like this once a month, I would eat that shit up. I would be back there every single month. Matter of fact, I'd watch it 4 times a month just cause. Anyways.
So anytime YouTube reached out to me to participate in something for them, I ran up and wagged my tail like a good little boy. The death of art. What if I told you that with one simple click, you could see the truth, the numbers, the very statistics that are the building blocks of this world we call YouTube. Power.
YouTube fucking studio.
Can you handle the truth?
No.
Welcome to YouTube Creator Studio. It is
with YouTube Creator Studio, right? And if you upload any kind of video, you have a YouTube Creator Studio. So go log into that shit. Go see the behind the scenes if you dare. It's actually terrifying where I get to see where you guys are from. I get to see the latest subscribers' names. every single comment across any kind of video I post, whether that be a short or an actual video. I can see how long you guys watched my videos. I can see what other video you watched after you watched my video. Like, I tended to like the analytics part because it's encouraging sometimes. You're like, oh, like this one got X amount of impressions, like this one got 30K impressions, like people probably really like this one. I should try and film more content like that. But what if I'm not quitting my job every other day? Right now on my personal channel, me quitting my job at Old Navy, which I think I filmed 3 years ago, it was like such an average ass vlog. The thumbnail was mid. There wasn't really that many things like going on in the actual video, but tell me why it has like 2K views since I last viewed it. I didn't edit that one actually, my friend Tiffany Franco did, and go hit up her Instagram and go see how fucking talented she is. I can have time to edit another video while you edit that one for me, like that'd be really nice. And it turned to be like my literal, like one of my most popular videos ever. And knowing that is like a looming desperation on me. And also at that time in my life, it was the pandemic. I was posting like every other week, sometimes multiple times a week. So clearly if I'm on a hiatus for 3 months and I come back and I post, oh, I quit my restaurant job, no one's gonna really give a shit. Yeah, YouTube Creator Studio is just really fucking insane and scary.
Feeling scared yet? You should be. This week you got 20% more views, 10% less subscribers, 3.2% higher watch time, and a super chat. Nice. Sorry, you get the bad graph today. Log off, loser.
What I do when I look at my YouTube Creator Studio, just to kind of like take a little bit of the pressure off, because I am someone who does very much care a lot of mental health issues, what I try to do is like look at it as a suggestion. I do actually gain enjoyment out of making content that people like, but nobody can be productive every single day, and you can't always outdo your last fucking masterpiece. Not every time that you make something will it be good, and I try to just look at everything as a lesson, force the positivity upon myself, because if I don't, I will literally spiral.
Is this what we are? What the human brain wants to see? What are we? I can never unsee what the algorithm is showing.
Somebody needs to give him a movie deal right now.
As you can follow your heart, create what you want, and if your content is amazing, this is just a platform for you. Or are you just a YouTuber? YouTuber is a slur. It's the goddamn truth that the reputation of this website and the creators on it is terrible. A pop star with a record label has a gigantic machine behind them that does all of the annoying shit. They have marketing departments to promote their material, advertising, they get to look relatable, and you're doing 12 different jobs. You're a camera operator, lighting designer, sound engineer, video editor, graphic designer, writing, content manager, marketing agent, social media copy editor, brand ambassador, PR and community rep. Oh yeah, and whatever the fuck your content is about. I am not an influencer here, I'm a creator.
I would consider myself to just be a content creator. When anyone asks me like what do I want to do or something like that, if somebody wants to eat it up or not, it's not really have anything to do with me. I'm literally just putting on the internet what I like to do. If you like, you can stay around, you can stick around, you can subscribe. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not trying to change your mind or anything. If you like the way my shirt fits or something like that, and you're like, hey, where'd you get that shirt? Like, I'm gonna tell you, first and foremost, the clothes do not come with the body. Sorry, you gotta put in that hard work or pay for it. I don't know. And number two, here's the link, because I'm not gonna gatekeep.
I now have the privilege of not having to sell out, but it's another reason the creator lifestyle can be tough to come to terms with.
Also, I feel like we shouldn't be dogging on creators that are doing sponsorships. Honestly, I would rather watch your specific sponsorship than sit through ads from like these large ass corporations talking about the fucking military. I'm not joining the military. Google, I know you can hear me. I'm not joining the military, okay? Burnout. Oh, girl, let me tell you, the way burnout has an entire like snatch on my soul. We're really talking about a lot of topics here. Here's the sitch. I don't like it, and neither do you, but you're gonna sit through it and you're gonna watch it because you love me. And he's right. The effects of burnout are very much real, and I'm interested to see what he has to say.
Trying to live my truth, in which I expressed that I literally couldn't write anymore. I felt I couldn't change or grow, and so I had to go. I had burnt out from being a YouTuber. Dan was, in every sense of the word, not on fire. So what is it about this job that makes everyone have a bloody breakdown? YouTube has no rest. Creators are expected to simply keep creating.
For people that just posted parts of their life, it's really hard to feel like you can stop. You are go, go, go. And it's hard to like set that break for yourself. And I think that if you're doing this seriously and and intelligently, then you will work in that break. You will work in that downtime. If posting once a week is all I can physically do, if that's all that is feasible to me, then that's all I'm gonna do. And I shouldn't be expected to do more than my best.
Even holidays aren't time off. According to the Creator Playbook, they are tentpole moments. Every time is a great time to make some content. Well, we all got a taste of it recently when we were working from home, yeah.
People literally quit their fucking jobs. They had no choice. They couldn't separate work and like their daily life. When they couldn't make that separation, the Great Resignation. Isn't that crazy? They had a taste of what content creators do for like maybe 6 months on lockdown before like at least the US started opening shit back up again. People literally quit. People that can go into an office, and it's easier, that work-life balance is already created for you. But if you're someone that works from home or even does school from home, school online, if you don't have the luxury of having a separate office or being able to drive somewhere and do your homework or your work or anything like that, you are stuck inside of your bed. Because of that, I've now developed this kind of idea that I can't stop working. Literally before I go to sleep, I'm editing a video. I wake up in the morning, I'm checking my stats. I am checking my emails. I'm writing emails. I'm replying to emails. I'm doing all that for school. I'm writing like papers and stuff for my bed. And I can't sleep. I'm not sleeping.
I was severely lonely. I know Phil doesn't count. We're so familiar, he might as well have been a piece of furniture. I craved companionship. I had a realization that my potential as a writer or performer was being held back by my complete incompetence.
He needed a team. He was outgrowing it. I think that a lot of people's problem when it comes to YouTube is that they think they have to do it all on their own, because the minute that you get an editor, the minute that you get a manager, like now your content is not your content anymore, it's a team's content. But really, I think there's nothing wrong with admitting that you need a little bit of help.
But I knew there was one more thing, one last thing that I still had to do. It was 1.5 years later that I finally returned with basically I'm gay, a video that by attempting to write actually forced me to confront the last 28 years of my life. That video is the absolute limit of what I can do myself, and the moment I posted it as a YouTuber, I knew there was nothing left, and all of the reasons I had burnt out were still there. I wanted to change. If I can't come back without changing the things that made me burn out in the first place, this is when I met YouTube Originals. YouTube was no longer a stepping stone in someone's career. It could be your home. We pitched a load of things. To us, they always said, sorry, we're focused more on scripted comedy and drama right now. Fast forward to 2019, and after this gay video, I was YouTube's golden child. And corporate was like, yes, we understand how you feel about YouTube, and you want to grow and do new things. But then Originals said, don't leave, stay, because we can do everything right here on YouTube. Remember, there's no catch. And I believed them, because despite every issue I had with YouTube, it is my home. It felt risky because I had a bunch of subscribers that were like, hey Dan, I liked the gay shit, when's the next upload?
Phone Simi coming in here to let you know that my other camera battery died. I have 3 batteries, but only 1 camera charger. So while we wait for that one to keep charging, I'm gonna take a break from this 1.5 hour video. I just hit the 57-minute mark. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm going to walk around, get my fucking blood pumping, drink some water, wash my face, and come back, and we will continue this. I would love some coffee, but it's like 4 p.m. What can I say from this video so far? I think that I am learning that like I'm not too far off the bar. Like clearly other people feel like this. Problems that are just like inherent when it comes to YouTube, but I don't think that they're unavoidable. Inherent, but not unavoidable. And I'm really excited to get through the rest of this video, but I just think I need a break. Like I've been sitting here for so long. I don't know how Dylan's in Trouble sits there for hours at a time making movie commentaries, because I don't know how anyone does that. I'm literally itching to like move. I did not mean to film this, and now you're probably watching a 45-minute video. I'll see you in like 30 minutes or something. I don't know, probably less.
Okay, so I'm still working because I never sleep ever. Actually, that's kind of true. Okay, I look like this and very different because I actually went to go see Doctor Strange. I found a movie time for today and I went and I did an entire review on that. Now I am back, I am changed, I cleaned up a little bit, and I made me the shrimp tacos that I...
YouTube asked me to talk to the UN on their behalf as part of hashtag Creators for Change, which I felt wildly inappropriate for, but that seemed like another seal of approval. So every project I wanted to do next, I put to YouTube. A new solo stand-up show world tour, then filmed as a special, not for any pay-per-view, YouTube. A guest panel show about politics, a documentary about body image and mental health following me trying to run the London Marathon, not for the BBC, YouTube. I found some people that, for some reason, wanted to make a proper comedy show with me. I get to write, act, produce, collaborate with people. It was literally my dream. I spent that whole summer working on the pitch. You want to hear it, don't you? Okay, sure. Dan is not okay, where I play myself, set in a world where I graduated law school and never became a YouTuber. I've still got all the same problems. I was seriously putting myself on the line, having to go to bat for YouTube. The entire journey of my life in one place, literally from anyone can broadcast themselves on YouTube to fulfilling your potential with originals. It's bigger than the show. Bring it on! I was incredibly passionate, and when I said all this to YouTube, so were they. So I started work. I was writing the show, finding crew and booking venues for this new tour. I started exercising. 2020 was truly shaping up to be the best year of my life. I'm not going to complain about a pandemic because people died, okay? I didn't. I know people that died. It's fucking sad. It was pretty disheartening, but you know, it was bad for everyone. I decided to stick to my guns though. YTO suddenly started to get weird. What I got was 4 weeks of complete silence. Not a single reply. After 16 weeks of jogging, me jogging, sweating, burning, which I hated by the way, spent months working with some passionate filmmakers. YTO finally popped their head up. Well, we're gonna film this marathon thing. No, you see, Originals are already filming a whole series about running the marathon with Bazinga. Kind of, what the fuck? They forgot they asked 2 YouTubers to do the same fucking thing? And I did 16 weeks of exercise?
That is so actually rude and disrespectful, especially for someone that's been on this platform for literally over a decade.
Colleagues were like, what's going on with these YouTube people, Dan? I thought you said they were a serious option. They did not respond to me for 7 months.
Is it even gonna focus on me? Get back into this. We have 20 minutes left.
And the worst thing was, it was week by week. I had my hopes up, I'd ask for updates, I'd send little things along, and every week that passed, I felt like my momentum, my life was draining away. This life that I did all this shit for 10 years was falling apart. This is when the YouTube PR team, who had kept polishing the pedestal of non-catastrophic creator that I had been on, asked if I wanted to join a media campaign called hashtag Rise Up. Well, I should probably do this, right? I mean, if they're literally putting me on a big poster and making me do interviews about how YouTube is the future and I keep showing them a good loyal boy, they'll reply soon, yeah? In a phone call that I was not asked to be a part of, they simply explained that the YTO strategy had shifted from scripted shows to mainly unscripted reality, so my show is no longer viable. I fucking imploded. Is it the budget is too high? Is the content too controversial? This is when I started to look a bit pathetic. Guys, I literally sold out to the Illuminati because I wanted someone to fucking speak to me.
I'm so sad.
Life aspirations are based on your performance in the next 20 minutes. I rented a hotel room, sat on the floor opposite the window in my steamed shirt, and I gave 4 months of my life. I wrote 4,000 words of planned responses to any concern they could have had. I went through every single argument, strategy, business plan, pro, con, quid pro quo, and emotional plea on a molecular level. I talked about my hopes. What we're all in this for. It fucking worked. And they said they would give it another shot on 3 conditions. 1, that we could find extra funding to support the budget. 2, that I would agree to whatever marketing terms they would ask of me. And 3, that I would come back to YouTube with some kind of content this summer. People thought I was mad for agreeing to the second one, as God knows what that could have been. And for the first one, I offered to pay for 1/3 of this whole show out of my own pocket, which was nearly all the cash I had ever earned in my entire life. It's okay, they said. They still really liked the idea of that stage show I was going to tour, and we could talk about that after my summer obligations, so maybe things were actually looking up. And so I was announced for YouTube Prime.
You are everything.
My face was everywhere. I was on the homepage of YouTube, the top of the Apple App Store for a week, literally a gigantic billboard in Times Square.
It was gorgeous.
The experience wasn't perfect. The show had to feature celebrity interviews, a music performance, hanging out with followers, calls to donate to a charity, and for me, mixed in an hour of incredibly personal, serious, but somehow also funny content about a topic I'm not totally resolved with, and I only had a week to write it. During the edit, someone on the other side rearranged the order of the show without telling me, and when I politely requested to keep it the way it was, labelled me as uncooperative. Now, you can call me unoriginal, annoying, dysfunctional, domestically ornery, or chronically horny, but after everything I've done for YouTube in the last 10 years, never mind 10 months, I am not uncooperative. Turns out YTO have spent their whole budget for the year, so there just isn't space anymore. Another project I've been holding on to, saving for YouTube, pushing stuff back for, and there's just no budget. But hey, you got me on that billboard, didn't you? Yes. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. Do I think that YouTube cynically dangled a thread of hope over my desperate head just to get me to sign up to their Pride series as a remorseless act of corporate tokenism? No. I was told to show my commitment. 2 years of giving this everything I had. I held up my end of the bargain. I got the budget, I posted the content, I agreed to their terms. I didn't know what to do. I just knew I couldn't do it anymore.
He's been moving for the past 2 years. He probably hadn't been able to move really because of all the shit that he's been going through. Really?
The delay, we've been underwater with 2022 strategy, and things have most certainly fallen through the cracks. Perhaps the project was always too ambitious for the platform, and I was naive to have done so much with it. I couldn't be angry and give them something to feel righteous about, depressed, and I literally wrote the book on how to pick yourself back up.
Oh my god, I literally want to cry. Guys, honestly and respectfully, if you ever have to sell yourself, honestly more than once, I think Kris Jenner said something like this: if you are pitching yourself, if you are selling yourself, and someone gives you a no, then that is not the right person. And I really stand by that. But I think really what's getting me, it's the lack of communication and the lack of respect for someone who has literally carried this platform for the last 12 years. We probably branched off to another timeline because of these two men. If Dan and Phil both have left YouTube, I'm not certain that I would have ever stayed here. And you know what? I'm happy he came out with this. I'm happy he got to express himself. I'm happy he got to at least channel this kind of like shitty experience into a masterpiece that he can make money off of from YouTube. I hope YouTube sends him a fat ass check.
And I guess the question is, if you literally thought your dream was going to come true and then slowly it got pulled apart before shattering in front of you, how would you feel? On January 18th, 2022, it was announced that YouTube Originals was closing down for good. I felt betrayed. My whole life story on YouTube ended in ruin. Should I just quit YouTube for good? Well, obviously I fucking didn't, because here I am, so that begs the question.
Why am I here? Of course, ended on an existential crisis.
I still love it. Yes, there are flaws, but let's be honest, I'm never going to be a good YouTuber. The day I daily upload is the day you have to assemble the conspiracy creators to analyze how I've been replaced with a deep fake. But I would be sitting here with all the subscribers out there somewhere that saw this video notification pop up on their phone like a ghost from the past. I'm going to create some fucking content, and I'm going to do it how I want, telling you what I think you want to hear. You are stunning. You are smart. You have great taste. If you're watching this, you're cool. You know it. That's why you're amazing. Look at you. You are doing this thing. I sincerely hope. And until the day that algorithm takes me down, I get one strike too many, or we all get even more old and tired, I'll just upload because I love it. Guess what I've been almost literally dying to do for 3 years? I'm gonna leave the fucking house. You want to see me in real life? Well, guess what? In 2022, I'm coming to you. I will be in your town, and we are gonna have a great fucking time. You are in for an entirely extra extravaganza, so if you want to see some stand-up self-deprecation...
No, shut up. Fuck yes! 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 Where are the tornadoes?
Stuff that matters, and if that brings you happiness, maybe this whole damn thing was worth it.
Where are the tornadoes?
Subscribe.
Where are the tornadoes? Where are the tornadoes? No, because if I find out that Dan and Phil are coming, what do you mean we'll be back online soon? It's not funny. I want to give him all of my money. His book is on sale? I'm gonna buy it. Phil's merch is actually unaliving. Like, I just love him, period. I'm gonna buy it right now though with Apple Pay. Okay, because I'm actually kind of sad. I think the tour dates haven't come out yet.
Updates, I got tickets and I'm gonna go see him in October in Jacksonville, so let me know.
I am really sorry, Dan, if you're watching this. I'm really sorry that you went through this. It had to have been tough, and then not being able to talk about it also really sucks. Like, I can't even imagine the things that you're not telling us. I'm just happy and proud of you for coming back out of your shell. If you guys are also gonna go see Dan, then let me know. Maybe we can hook something up. If you guys like this reaction sort of commentary type video, then give this video a like so that I know that you like this kind of content. Yes, it was a long video to sit through and I'm really sorry, but it was something I really wanted to comment on and review and like experience with you guys. As I explained, like how relevant Dan and Phil have both been in my life. I'm excited for what's to come. Follow me on all of my social medias if you want to. It's at @SimmyGreen_ on absolutely everything. So without further ado, I'm gonna see you guys in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
That's a fundamentally Taoistic attitude, which is that the whole process of nature is an integrated process of immense complexity. And it is really impossible to tell whether anything that happens in it is good or bad, because you never know what will be the consequences of a misfortune, or you never know what will